Guys, as responsible gun owners, we all feel bad anytime there's any kind of senseless murder, whether it's a gun-related murder, knife-related murder, or an automobile murder. Guns are clearly not the only type of tool used out there by terrorists or anyone else to murder individuals. However, there's a new law that Congress is trying to push through and trying to ram down our throats without us even knowing about it. And unfortunately, they have already painted this thing as in a really pretty light to make it look like it is somehow or another only aimed at terrorists and keeping terrorists from having firearms. It's called the Denying Firearms and Explosives to Dangerous Terrorists Act. Well, of course that sounds reasonable, right? Anybody should want that. What they're not telling you is all the meat that's actually in the bill that affects you and I. Folks like us come out here, we shoot firearms on a regular basis, daily, weekly, monthly, however often you do it. We're sportsmen. We like to shoot. One of the things, if you were not aware, that can get you put on this list that will prevent you from buying a firearm is buying a lot of ammunition. All you have to do is give somebody else at the Department of Justice reasonable suspicion, a hunch basically, to think somehow or another you have done something that might align you with a terrorist. That could be buying a case of 12-gauge ammunition to bring out here to go skeet shooting. That's just one of the examples. We're going to show you a lot more things about what can get you landed on that no-fly list or the terror watch list so that you can make a better decision and contact your congressman and let them know that this is not something you want if you don't want it. If you do want it, fine, tell them otherwise. We're okay with there being a reasonable debate, but the media needs to give you and I all the facts, not just try to push you in one direction because that's what their cause is and how they're leaning.
Responsible gun owners are very reasonable people. Naturally, none of us want any kind of terrorist element to ever possess a firearm of any kind. In fact, it's Second Amendment supporters and gun owners who lead the charge in our desire to counter violent criminals and terrorists. Many of us carry firearms daily and are prepared to defend our families and anyone else in the event of a violent terrorist attack. So you can imagine how offended we get when the anti-gun lobby accuses us of being okay with terrorists getting guns. The Terror Watch List bill being debated right now is the gun control lobby's latest Trojan horse being proposed by certain members of Congress who are more concerned with their own legacy than they are with the Constitution and public safety. And it's not exactly difficult to get put on the Terror Watch List. Here are some things that might surprise you that will get you on the Terror Watch List. Purchasing large amounts of ammo. Many of us shoot competition, we shoot for sport, and we buy ammo in bulk because it is cheaper, because it is smarter to do that. That can get you put on the terror watch list. Purchasing several firearms. That can get you put on the terrorist watch list. Refusing to be a federal informant. True story. Look it up. You could post something on Facebook or Twitter that raises reasonable suspicion. Like this video, of course. We may be on the terror watch list after today. Also, if you're outwardly patriotic, remember in 2009 the Obama administration declared that returning military veterans could be susceptible to extremist recruiters and engage in terrorism. And another easy way to get put on the list, someone could have a beef with you. Anyone can report anyone to the FBI or Department of Homeland Security, and they could then place you on the list on just a hunch. So based on a hunch from someone who doesn't know you, you're now on the terror watch list. Now what? Now you can petition the government, ask the government if they could pretty please take you off the list. And they don't have to. And if they do, we know how fast the government moves when you need something done. So you now have the same rights as a felon when it comes to purchasing a gun, but less. That's because at least a felon was presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. You were not. You were just put on this list based on a hunch. The felon was afforded due process as defined in both the 5th and 14th Amendments. Again, you didn't get due process.
Any kind of a bill that is going to strip you and I of due process of any kind to eliminate us from being able to purchase a firearm or any other constitutional right that we are afforded by the Constitution should not be allowed. In fact, it shouldn't be voted on. The very fact that Congress is going to vote on this, to me, is an abomination of the Constitution in itself and for what these guys stand for, the oath they took of their office. We cannot allow this to happen. No due process. The fact that you would have to explain and prove your own innocence to the government once they put you on this list in order to allow you to buy a firearm, that's not right, people. That's not American. That's not what this country was founded on. That's not how we should be operating. And again, it should be an embarrassment to all of us and to every member of Congress, the very fact that we're allowing this vote to take place and the fact that people are not up in arms, no pun intended, about this and allowing this to happen. We need to contact congress.gov, congress.gov. Reach out, find out who you need to talk to your representatives, talk to your congresspersons. Let them know you're not going to stand for this. This is unconstitutional, and we will not let this happen.